Hello, everyone. Welcome to TrickShot Simulator and Yapping. Camilla here. I've got Paddington and Sylvie, as you should theoretically be able to see in the top left. How are you guys?
Hello.
Doing all right.
Yeah, I'm
So,
full of soup. I'm under blankies.
Hmm.
Despite the horrors, things are okay.
what type of soup?
It's kind of a hodgepodge of like hot pot ingredients.
Hmm,
So it's like hot pot, except we didn't do it like hot pot. We just made it like soup.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
it's very good.
oh, yeah. Just a brief introduction to TrickShot Simulator. Basically, you were trying to do uh, inane little trick shots, like bouncing a ball off of 5 different pots and having it land in a cup. Throwing a dart to have it pierce this little disc. Um, rolling 3 chips into 3 caps for 15 and a half hours. Uh, this is a game that I've been playing a lot of, and Sylvie and Paddington have been watching me play a lot of.
Uh-huh.
So I figured, why not bring it to stream? We are on card 2 in a row. And as you can see, we need to get one card in there and then immediately throw a card into there.
And yeah,
And we're off,
that's
yeah.
the game.
That's the game. This is the experience. Uh
Have you played it since I last watched?
for a few minutes.
Hmm.
Um I mostly enjoy doing this on call with people and just have been a bit busy lately.
No worries.
So this is have not made much progress yet.
Uh-huh. You got one of them once, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe I got the left one. I've
Hmm.
been trying to aim for the small clothespin one because I feel like that's the
Yeah.
harder one.
I That seems right. They both seem hard, but
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just there is a luck element to it which I do find fun.
hmm
Huh.
the mouse sort of motion for this one.
Um it's kind of flicking. It's
Hmm.
a lot shorter and quicker than uh chip 3 in a row if nothing else.
Hmm.
Um I have the sensitivity turned up a little bit just so that I don't have to repetitive stress injury myself so much.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the I find the motion controls, or I guess just controls on this game fascinating. Like the throwing the cup one, uh where you had to like throw up and then to the side to get the cup to like spin in the air.
Hmm.
It's neat.
Yeah.
Speaking of soup earlier, what are people's favorite types of soup?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I, I made meatball soup earlier this week. That's up there.
Mm.
I don't know if it's my favorite. Um, Tortilla soup might be my favorite.
Ooh. Now what is in that?
Um, so it's typically it's a type of chicken soup, but I forget exactly the way to make it. But often it does have crunched up tortillas in it and cheese as well.
Mhm.
And it's really good. Um,
Hmm.
it's a very sort of salty soup. Um,
Interesting.
yeah. I'll let you know if I think of another. Pad?
Um, I think ramen, like
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
properly done. ramen.
Sure.
Um, is a favorite.
Mhm.
Chicken soup hits different under the right circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh
Ooh.
oh,
no. Oh, okay.
You had one more? I don't
It
know.
gave me two more after that. I don't really know
It's
why, but
I don't know why. It's really weird.
well, we're halfway there. You were saying
Yeah.
ramen done
someone was
right?
getting. Yeah,
Oh, right,
ramen
Rom.
done right.
Okay.
I don't. I prefer stews to soups in most cases.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, a good stew. It's hard to beat.
Now, how would you define a stew versus a soup?
I know there's like a more technical
Mm-hmm.
difference, but in my own preference, it's amount of chunks.
Mm.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The chunk to broth
Um,
ratio. I prefer to be I prefer to it to be almost approaching bits in a sauce
Mm.
rather
sure.
than a true soup.
Almost curry-like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a big
Curry,
fan of curries.
yeah. I consider curry to be distinctly different,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
stew I kind of don't, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, oh,
Ah.
um, no, for me, a stew tends to just be thicker, I think.
Mm-hmm.
More
Mhm.
like the liquid is thicker usually. Really, that's kind of what it boils down to, but also curries are also often thicker, not always.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm. The way my
yeah.
household makes them, they're thicker. But I feel like that is fully into bits and sauce territory.
Mm-hmm.
If
Sure.
if foods containing liquid were a spectrum,
Sure.
you got soup on one hand, you've got
Uh-huh.
just kind of like sauced things on the other.
Okay.
There's there's a vast world to play in
Yeah.
between.
Camilla, what's your favorite soup?
um, I like a good butternut squash soup.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Or I guess other autumn squash, but they're all kind of the same.
Sure.
yeah.
I also like this nice corn chowder that our wife makes.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, corn chowder can be really good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's one I've had that's like shrimp and corn chowder.
Mm.
That's
Hmm.
really, really good. Um, I'm trying not to get it confused with seafood bake, which is another thing that for some like occupies the same brain space, even though it's a very different dish.
Seafood bake,
Um,
like
yeah, like just or like really just a bunch of seafood in a pot,
mm.
mostly is what I mean by that. um, I don't know why it's same brain space. There's probably some similar ingredients, which is why.
Probably.
Okay. Question that could make people mad.
Okay.
Ooh,
Is chili a soup?
I think
no.
it's more of a stew.
Hmm.
I could buy the stew. It's a little bit of a stretch, honestly, even for the stew for some reason. But to me, it is not a soup.
I think
Stew
it
adjacent. Stew adjacent.
yeah.
That's what Scrupaloo says.
I think it depends on what is in it.
Mhm.
You know, if it's
Mm-hmm.
like I know some people who do like a mostly like meat and tomatoes based chili.
Mhm.
Sure.
Um, we're vegetarians in this household, so it's mostly
Mm-hmm.
beans here, but
Mm-hmm.
also
Mm.
like potatoes and potato, onion, pepper, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Um, and if it's Skyline, well, we need to have a different conversation. But
Skyline?
I still don't know what skyline chili is. I know like
oh,
it's
that was
different to
close.
regular chili. I know that it's like its home is in Cincinnati. I don't know what it actually is.
You have a chance to indoctrinate us here,
I've
Sully.
never, to be fair, I have never actually tried Skyline. I just like dunking on it because there was one of my friends was always talking about it, and no one else cared about it. But my understanding is that it's a sweet chili, which is
Fascinating.
yeah, very interesting to me. Meat potato based chili, kind of every stew. Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm struggling to remember if there was pasta involved with Skyline or not. That
Uh,
sounds like a thing to
in
me.
I don't know if it's specifically Skyline or if it's just Cincinnati chili as a whole, but yes,
Okay.
served
Okay.
with spaghetti and cheese.
Right. I seem to remember spaghetti and like cinnamon being involved.
Cinnamon.
Interesting. I hadn't heard the cinnamon part
Let me see if that's actually true.
because I watched a lot of. Uh, Markiplier has a podcast with two friends that he went to college with. They all went to college in Cincinnati.
Mhm.
Okay.
They've had a lot of long discussions about Cincinnati chili.
Okay. Yes. I do see cinnamon being mentioned as an ingredient in a few of them.
Hmm.
Interest. See, I could see it on its own. Like cinnamon doesn't feel out of the question to put in chili.
Hmm.
For Scrupulou in the chat, we are trying to hit with 2 cards in a row the clothespin on the left and get it to stick in there, and then the 2 things on the right and get it to stick between them
Yep.
with 2 cards in a row. One of these shots took me 15 hours, and that one had a 1% completion rate for like Steam achievements. This one has a 0.1% achievement rate, so
Mhm. Do
we'll
the
see how
achievement
this.
rates go back up after this map, or?
Uh, I don't know. Um, I think they go up slightly. I know that this one has the like lowest record.
Mhm.
Oh,
No.
okay. I like the soup versus stew debate because I do really like inane philosophical conversations like that, or inane
Mhm.
definition conversations.
Yeah.
There's something scary to returning to a conversation with philosophical conversations like that. You're missing most of the conversation.
A place I used to work got really, really into is a hot dog a sandwich and
Oh my
similar.
god. Are we asking this?
Uh
We're doing
we don't
basically
have
frat bro
to.
things here. Let's why not go all the way?
God. Cursed. I
I
don't
mean,
really have a good answer to that one, if I'm being honest.
I think the answer is like technically yes, but spiritually no.
Yeah, that sounds right. I
Yeah.
accept that.
And then the
That's
really
the answer
inane
to it.
answer,
It's
yeah,
done. It's in the ground. We
What's
solved
the
it.
finally.
opposite? What is spiritually yes and technically no for sandwich?
Oh,
Hmm.
that is interesting. Um,
Scrupulous says rap.
Wrap.
yeah,
Sure.
a wrap does feel right because I was like going like to like quote unquote protein style burgers, which is basically the same thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was also thinking that, but it doesn't feel close enough spiritually.
I
I don't know.
I think I've had wraps that I would describe as yes, this is a sandwich.
Sure.
but maybe it depends on the type of wrap. Soup with bread doesn't quite work for me, Seraph. I don't it just doesn't spiritually feel like it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you would have to soup with bread would have to be like stew in a bread bowl that you cut like a wheel of cheese. Then I
Like
would start to consider it approaching sandwich.
like a bread
right,
bowl.
unless like you're targeting like the corner of sandwich that is the French dip, and then you're
Sure.
talking about soup and bread, then like there's a little more leeway in that case.
What is a French dip?
Ooh.
It
French dip
is
is yeah, go for it, Pat.
no, you seem to have a
Uh,
better answer ready.
honestly don't. I'm just pretending like I do.
Okay.
I
It
remember
is
it being y
I
yeah,
believe beef sandwich
yes.
that you then that is made in such a way that then the beef drippings are made into a jus, which
Mhm,
is an inherent like dip, which is used as a dipping sauce for the sandwich.
Oh,
mhm.
interesting.
Yeah.
When I've had it in the past, it's been served on a pretzel bun, which I don't know if that's like common or not, but it's pretty good.
I don't believe it's common. But then
Okay.
again, the most recent one I've interacted with
Ah.
was from Arby's. So,
Yeah, Arby's will do that.
yeah, where it was just served on a baguette.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a good sandwich, but it's
What is
also yeah. Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it one where I feel like if it's really good, it's really good. It's also one that like if it's not very good, it's not gonna be like the worst thing ever, but it's gonna be eh.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Whereas like a chicken parm is one where if it's really good, it's really good, and if it's really bad, it's really bad.
Yeah. What is your ultimate soup sandwich combo?
God, that's a great question. Never thought about it.
I mean, I guess
Um,
grilled cheese and butternut squash soup.
Sure.
um, I feel like for me, I would do like a tuna salad sandwich with a tomato soup. That's at least my answer
Interesting.
right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would say BLT and tomato soup.
Okay. Oh, that's good. No, that makes
Or
a ton of sense.
like a chicken and rice soup,
Mm-hmm.
which is another favorite soup of mine.
Chicken and rice soup, I would almost pair with like a turkey avocado sandwich.
Yeah. Now we're getting into Panera territory,
A little bit, a little bit.
which is what
The
inspired this
California
question.
in
So it's
me
fully.
is talking a little bit. I hate to say it. Ooh, Screwvaloo also says grilled cheese with tomato soup.
It
Hell
is a
yeah.
classic.
It is a classic.
Good tortilla soup. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, oh,
No. I've gotten that left
not
one
yet.
like 7 times now.
Yeah.
The other one is just you're right, it is way harder to hit. It's like it's funny because it doesn't necessarily seem like it to me, but it is.
Yeah, it's so much smaller of a target. Hi, Juliet. And yes, I did get chip 3 in a row. Hang on, hang on. I'm going to bring up the video. I'm very proud. Juliet, it took me 15 and a half hours.
Faster than Northern Lion.
Faster than Northern Line by about 2 hours. Let's see. Display capture. Yes, and this one? Nope. This one. Okay. Oop, oop.
So scary when for the third
That
one.
one does
It's
come in so hot.
mm-hmm.
I watched 5 of those 15, give or take. Yeah, that sounds right.
Didn't feel like 15 hours. I don't think I was there for the whole 15, maybe. I was there for a significant part of it.
Probably like 12 to 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I was there for most of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with this game. If you're just playing it by yourself, I mean, I can't imagine doing that for more than a few minutes personally. But if you're like
Yeah.
doing it while talking with other people, it's great. This is kind of like the ultimate conversation game in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's a really good one for that.
Mm.
Mhm.
It looks like it's so close.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I have literally no idea how close these are actually getting. And when I'm
It's
over
hard to tell
here,
with
yeah, I
these
can't
ones.
tell where the fuck I'm throwing them when I'm over here. Who the hell knows? Mhm. Like that one that sailed over it, was that like skimming the top of it or was that way over? Who knows?
I have no clue.
We'll never know until we get depth perception monitors.
Put this in VR.
Uh,
Honestly, if I don't know how
Honestly,
hard it is to put things in VR, but it feels like a no-brainer.
yeah.
it really does. I feel like most toolkits do the hard part for you. I just don't know how compatible the game is with those toolkits.
Yeah. I did see
Um,
that the 2 people who developed this are like new to game development. So I'm sure there are hurdles there as well.
Oh yeah.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, I know a little bit about making stuff for VR. The trick isn't making stuff for VR. It's making stuff for VR that doesn't make the user sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay, we are better than Northern Lion. Or, well, really, Camilla is. But
I got chip 3 in a
I
row,
am
2 hours
morally
shorter, Jay.
Northern Light.
Hey, everybody. He doesn't really say that anymore because he doesn't really do YouTube only Let's Plays anymore, but
Uh,
now, how quickly did Northern Lion get this one?
I think this was like 9 hours.
Okay.
okay.
Far more reasonable.
Yeah. So what? 2, 3
Y-
sessions?
Yeah.
yes, you're right. Better than Northern Lion so far. That's true. But
I think most of them I've gotten a little faster than him. There were a couple that I got slower.
yeah, I mean, some of them are weird.
Yeah.
Admittedly, most of them you haven't been. Well, I mean, you've kind of been streaming them,
Yeah.
but
I've not been entertaining so much as I've been talking.
yeah,
Sure, sure.
Uh,
No, but I think this game would make a lot of sense in VR.
yeah,
It might be a hard translation for certain things, but like
mhm.
I don't know. It would be really cool to see.
yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine the aiming and throwing would have to be overhauled
Yeah.
just completely. But the fact that it's already a game built around sitting in one spot and throwing things,
Yeah.
Right, right. That like makes
it
it a really
does feel really like, an obvious adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
Have to wear the wrist strap for this one.
Right, right. Um No, it makes me. I mean, it's like a completely different game, but it makes me think of Super Hot in a way, where I'm like,
Mm.
that game is perfectly
Mm.
adapted for VR.
Oh yeah,
I've
that
only
makes
played
sense.
it in VR, and it was really, really cool in VR.
Ah, that
Um,
sounds like I mean the I guess game in lore is in VR, right?
yeah, yeah, it is. There's a very interesting meta part in it. There's also maybe something
Oh,
a bit triggering in it, if I recall correctly, which is maybe irresponsible for them to do. But
oh.
I think it's like at the very end of the game, if I'm remembering right.
Hmm.
Mm.
But it's probably my second favorite VR game.
Hmm.
Of the games I've played. I mean, I haven't played that many VR games, but um,
What's your first?
Beat Saber.
Ah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's just like my rhythm game.
Mhm.
The only VR game that we've played was that like sword game that Riley had
Witness.
at
Oh,
Xbox.
Yeah.
yes, yes, I do remember that. Um, am I correct that Susan was playing that?
Yeah, Susan's
Okay. Feels
Teen
like a Susan game to
Rage.
me. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Blade and Sorcery, there we are.
VR demo.
It is a very VR demo type of game.
I've never played games in VR, but I've been a part of a game that someone else was playing and they were in VR.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Hello, Mac.
Hi, Mac.
Hello, I heard there was a Yap stream happening.
There
There
is.
is.
So
Good
Mac.
synchronicity on that reply.
So Mac,
Mac Pop
to
Quiz,
explain
what's
the.
your
Oh
okay?
no, you first.
Favorite soup and sandwich? Go.
Oh, oh no. Shit, I am about to destroy all of my credibility.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Okay? I don't like soup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair.
Okay, okay, okay.
I just
I will.
I just don't vibe with
Oh.
it.
Ah, fuck. Okay, there we go.
um, it's okay. Nobody's perfect. Um,
Exactly.
I don't like. I have a limited engagement with soup, personally.
okay.
So
Are there
you are
any
among
soup
friends.
now? Do you make a distinction between soups and stews?
I didn't
Um
know you were talking about best soups and sandwiches in here, or I would have come
Hi,
in
Jay.
all immediately. Hello.
Welcome to Dish Course. No.
Yeah, let's go. We're back, baby.
I generally speaking, I don't go for any meal that has a liquid component.
Mm.
Okay.
That's fair.
Um, I I just don't. I don't really do mixed food well
Mm-hmm.
at
Mhm.
all.
Okay.
I prefer to
Yeah.
keep my stuff separate as much as possible.
That's fascinating to me because I'm just like mix everything together.
See, no, I like to have the components separate. Like
Mhm.
I will I one of my siblings will like mix curry and rice or like mix ice cream, and I respect them but do not understand it.
Mhm.
I am like I need my textures as separate as they can be while being in the same dish.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
This
Mhm.
is another thing where it's like I don't really eat sandwiches that have vegetables on them. Um, I
Mhm.
don't. Uh, um, when I was growing up, my mom makes a really good macaroni and cheesy beef, which is the only food that I will eat the pasta and the meat together in.
Mm.
Mhm.
Oh yeah?
It's delicious. I love that recipe. If it didn't take 3 hours to make every time, I would make it anytime I had a guest ever. Um, there was another thing I was going to say related to this point, and I've completely. Oh, salads! I used to pick apart salads when I was little, but that
Oh,
was
sure.
mostly just a. That was mostly just a. I like certain parts of salad more than other parts.
That
So.
makes
Mhm.
sense. Um, so no vegetables on sandwiches,
No.
but Any like particular favorite types of sandwiches?
I like an Italian.
Mhm.
I like an Italian. I have recently discovered that I do like a steak and cheese, but the balance has to be right.
Mhm.
Um, I'm actually a big fan of a classic tuna. Um,
Mhm.
but can't have celery in the tuna. I don't like the crunch.
I
Okay.
don't like celery. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I
I
hate
res-
celery.
I respect I also just don't like celery, but the big thing of
Okay.
not having celery in tuna is about the surprise crunch. No.
I think for me, I'm fine with celery in like tuna salad, but not in a tuna sandwich.
Is a tuna sandwich not usually made with tuna salad though?
It is made with tuna salad,
You're
but
saying
that
it
is
needs to
the
be a
yeah.
different consistency of tuna salad. That's
Mhm.
reasonable, I think. Because
Yeah, for me,
I like I prefer I'll deal with celery in a tuna sandwich. I'll deal with it in a soup because usually it's a minor
Mhm.
player in the flavor of the soup. But I think by and large that shit is like one of the most. It's not a texture thing for me. It's just a flavor thing. I think that shit is like pungent in a really. I feel like
Yeah.
I have with celery what people have with cilantro a little, where it
Mm.
doesn't taste like
Mm.
it's safe to eat in a weird way to me.
I
Sure,
think
sure.
you've talked about this before.
Probably, I fucking hate celery.
Noted celery hater Jay.
That's
Mhm.
fucking right. Someone has to draw a line in the sand, and I'm drawing it with a carrot, not with a stalk of fucking celery.
No, you should draw it with the celery because it's the only thing
Uh-huh.
it's good for.
Oh,
Oh, that's
That's
for you.
fair.
Niels, that's
Drag that shit
interesting
in the
with
dirt.
chocolate. I used to not be able to stand chocolate. I can now tolerate it, but yeah, growing up I could not stand it.
Yeah, I know someone else who has that problem too. Yeah.
We used to have someone who's
I
allergic to chocolate.
Hmm.
I have
Yeah.
relative.
Hmm.
A good friend of mine found out as an adult that they have been like very slightly allergic to chocolate their entire life.
Yippee! I also
Mhm.
have
Probably their whole life.
I also have a relative that's allergic to capsaicin. So
Mm.
Ah.
Mhm, mhm.
I
That's
can
fun,
tell we are
Juliet.
all like almost 30 years old saying things like I've just started getting into chocolate lately.
Meanwhile, me in the corner has been into chocolate for their entire life.
Same.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. That's as a kid, if you were handing me ice cream and it wasn't chocolate, what the fuck is the point? If you were handing me cake and it wasn't chocolate, what the
see,
fuck is
here's
the
the
point?
Did
thing.
you mean me now as an adult?
I
I'm
love
joking.
So like carrot cake.
See, here's
Yeah.
the thing. I love chocolate. I hate chocolate flavored things,
That's
with the
fair.
exception of Tootsie Rolls.
Mm.
That
Oh
is
yeah,
a
yeah.
huge
Tootsie
Rolls
Rolls
are
I
the
always
worst, in
liked,
my
which is kind of
opinion.
funny.
That's a really funny exception to me, but I respect it.
Yeah.
Like, I
No.
dislike chocolate syrups. I dislike
Uh-huh.
chocolate flavored ice cream. Chocolate cake is acceptable, but you're on thin ice.
Okay.
I'm with you on chocolate syrup. I think
Yeah.
like Hershey's
Yes.
chocolate syrup there's something I've always thought it tastes like fruity, but a fruit that isn't real. Like there's something off about chocolate syrup.
The thing that makes
Yeah.
me insane is when people make a chocolate milkshake and they take vanilla ice cream and they make it vanilla ice cream with chocolate syrup. I'm like,
Mm.
Mhm. Mhm.
huh?
Oh, that's a black and white. Yeah,
Sure,
I
sure.
worked at an ice cream counter once where we would specifically do that for people. People would come in and
I
order that.
hey,
Hmm.
I love and respect you if you order a black and white. If I order a chocolate milkshake, I'm not
Yeah.
ordering a black and white.
Then what the fuck? Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
I will
That's a
say
different thing.
Yeah.
the best milkshake I ever made for myself was at a different place I worked. We had vanilla and chocolate soft serve, and then we had these like bottles of like flavor you would squirt into a dish of the soft serve and like blend it in, right? And so
Uh-huh.
I would do a chocolate vanilla twist milkshake with cheesecake flavor in it. And
Ooh.
Ooh.
that was the fucking best whenever my one coworker would bring in his little flask of rum. I would pour a little
Oh
rum in
my
one of
God.
those on the job and it kicked ass.
Juliet is asking a question. How do we all feel about Oreos in particular? I like
Fucking love 'em.
Oreos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
Love
Oreos.
those
Positive.
little bastards.
Positive.
I
They're fine.
I I tend to not go if I'm craving chocolate, I'm not necessarily going to say, "Oh, an Oreo is going to hit the spot."
Mhm.
But I like them.
Mm-hmm. I really liked like Oreo stuff growing up, even when I didn't really like chocolate very much.
Okay,
I say really like I liked. I didn't like really like,
I
but
feel like it's a different enough thing. Like I am a noted the Oreos are technically chocolate flavored, but I like them better than I like most chocolate flavored things. The real question, what amount of stuff are you an Oreo head about?
mm,
They have to be double stuff
yeah.
or
Yeah.
I
else there's not enough cream. Like they've just
really I'm the opposite.
the
I think
problem is that growing up, regular stuff Oreos had enough cream that you know what I mean? Like the double stuff Oreos are now what regular Oreos were when I was a
Oh,
child.
that's
I see.
fascinating.
I see.
interesting.
I cannot stand double stuffed Oreos.
Mm.
That's
I'm with
fair.
you, Sylvie. I'm
yeah.
with
I
you.
also tend to open Oreos and eat the cream and then the cookies, so you know.
Mhm. Classic.
Yeah, I think I am a double stuffed, but mega stuffed is too much.
That's that's fair.
What flavors of cream do
Wheels?
we all go for? Or
Vanilla.
or is anyone just traditional?
Traditional.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to like the inverted ones that were the chocolate cream and
Oh, those are
the
good.
vanilla cookies.
Yeah.
But I'm also a traditional girly.
Uh-huh.
I
Niels,
love
what
Mhm.
do you mean by chips in put chips in your Oreos?
What?
Potato
Like
chips or
separate the
chocolate
Oreo
chips?
and put a chip
Or
in
Oh. Oh, interesting. No, never tried that. That's fascinating.
I
But
read Half
Yes.
Shadows, and what do they say?
yeah. Oh, sorry. Comparing it to like dipping French fries in milkshakes.
Hmm.
Which
Interesting.
um yeah, no. French fries and milkshakes are like fine to me. Never tried chips with
Fritos
Oreos.
meals. Fritos.
Okay, I can see it.
Yucky.
I
Bad.
Really kind of see it.
Alex just texted me, be careful, they could be distracting you from your gaming by asking your chocolate dessert opinions. It's okay, I'm not the primary gamer in this situation. There was also your mouth is bigger proportional to the Oreos now than as a child also, which I don't think is true. Which is, I think, regarding the double stuff Oreo thing.
Fritos are a top tier chip to me. Not my favorite, but they're
I enjoy
high
a
up on that
Frito on
list.
occasion. I love my favorite chips are the barbecue twist Fritos, and they never have them.
Oh, interesting. I think I may have had. I don't. For whatever reason, I don't like the twist. I like the scoop Fritos.
Mhm.
Mm.
I love a normal corn chip. I love a Dorito. There is something about the smell of Fritos chips that makes me feel
Interesting.
sick. And I
Huh.
don't
So
know, like it makes me feel sick.
Something
And I
about the
don't know
oil.
what I guess,
yeah,
right? That makes sense.
that's interesting. So I can't stand Doritos,
Mm.
Okay.
but also just regular corn chip,
Yeah,
pretty
corn chip
good.
is great.
Corn chip goes hard.
Tortilla chips,
Corn
top
chip
tier.
good.
Corn
Corn
chip
chip. I have blue corn chips and hummus at my desk right now. I was eating them earlier.
Hell yeah.
Hmm.
Corn chip, go with hummus, go with
Jay,
salsa, go with
we
guac. It's
didn't get
beautiful.
your soup sandwich combination.
We did not.
So it's tough, right? Because if we're pairing a soup and a sandwich, I'm not going to give you my favorite soup or my favorite sandwich
Mm.
because I think both of my favorites stand on their own.
Right.
Sure.
I like starting as a teenager and into and through college was a like when I say I was a hardcore grilled cheese person, what I mean is I had like I was experimenting with different kinds of fancy grilled cheese all the fucking time.
Oh, I love
I-
this for you.
I, in college, wrote for my friend's now long defunct literary magazine, Oaklit Mag. I wrote a story called what Meditations upon the construction of a grilled cheese sandwich, and it was my grilled cheese recipe that I'd come up with, but like told as a like dramatic telling of like the things you must do in order to achieve the state in which you have made this sandwich, the places you must go, the things you must accomplish. So it would be a creamy tomato soup and the following sandwich, which is a grilled cheese made on just a nice sourdough bread. What you do is you butter the outsides of the bread, season that buttered outsides of the bread with your choice. My classic is a kind of combo mix of like it's like peppercorn, salt, garlic, onion, and rosemary. That's just like all in a grinder together that I used to get at like a shop where I'm from. And you can obviously just make that blend yourself. You grind that on there. Cheese, I prefer a Colby Jack or a Pepper Jack. Let's say a little bit of each. Let's mix the two.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
You're going to do a little bit of spicy mustard on the inside of that bread. Now, here's the other thing you're going to do. You're going to get one of those jars of the like roasted red peppers in oil that you can get in the Italian aisle at your local supermarket. You're going to pull one of those babies out of that pan. You are going to sear it on a cast iron pan by itself for a little bit so it's not too wet. And you are going to put that in the middle of your sandwich, in between layers of cheese. Then you're going to grill that whole bad boy, and that is the J. Petriquin grilled cheese right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to try this. This is another place where I love a grilled cheese sandwich. I did forget to mention this earlier. I did not start eating grilled cheeses until after I graduated college, and this is an example of Mac figuring out that, wait a second, I like all the components of this meal. Why have I not just tried the meal?
No,
And
that's
then
the same for us,
figuring
man.
out, oh shit.
Yep, 100%.
Interesting. Grilled cheese is one of the first like 5 dishes I learned to cook.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It was like scrambled eggs and then that.
Yeah, scrambled
Mhm.
eggs, grilled
Yeah.
cheese, pancakes, pasta.
Mhm.
Sure.
All really good ones to return to. Also.
Yep.
Paddington, when we do the homeschooler office hours, are we gonna bullshit our way into learning how to make scrambled eggs and grilled cheese at a young age as a homeschool thing?
Maybe. So here's the thing. In my case, it ties in.
In mine as
Okay.
well. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Let me open up the notes app. Let me write that bad boy down.
We have
Coming
a list of
soon.
topics.
We sure do. It's long.
Yeah.
God, it's long, dude. We did a lot of work on this thing.
I fucking can't wait to hear this.
It's gonna be something.
Learning how to make eggs. Here we go.
And the thing is, I didn't particularly enjoy eating eggs until I was an adult and realized what I really hated was overcooked eggs.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
That's fair.
That's right.
And that's very fair, especially with scrambled eggs. Hello, Riley. We're
Yeah.
talking about eggs.
I cannot hear you, Riley.
No.
If that is
Sorry.
Why is
That sounds great. What kind of context of the eggs are we talking about? What's the like?
Eating them?
Context is first dishes learned to cook.
Oh, first dishes learn to cook. Toad in the hole. Easy peasy. Lock it,
What?
load it, done. Toad in the hole. Frog in a basket.
I've
Egg in
heard
a
it
basket.
called
Egg in a
hole in
basket,
one,
yeah.
is what I heard.
Oh,
I
the
learned
egg with bread?
The name of the dish as Egyptian eye.
That I can see.
Whoa.
I can see
Never
how
heard that one.
gets to there. It's bread. Take a shot glass, put it in the center, squish the circle, pop it out so you got a little circle of bread. Pull that out of the shot glass, put that down in a buttered pan, crack an egg into the middle of that motherfucker, flip it once, flip the little egg, the little bread round as well. You got a dippy egg with toast on the outside built right in.
Neat.
That's what it's all
Hi,
about.
Eclipse.
Hello, Eclipse.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Eclipse.
Riley, Eclipse, soup and sandwich combos, go.
Soup and tomato, egg grilled cheese tomato soup is the best soup and
Yeah,
sandwich combo
baby.
you're going to get.
Grilled cheese tomato
Just-
soup.
That's
That's-
Dang.
It is the way to do it. Otherwise, like I don't really. If I want a soup and if I want different soup than that, then I want a soup that is its own fucking thing. You know, I want something that is substantial enough that is going to fill me. I want a sausage, a spicy sausage kale. I want a potato chowder. I want something like that. But that's not something you have with a sandwich. And otherwise, with a sandwich, the side I'm getting is a side salad or fries.
Okay.
yeah.
Sure.
and then
Yeah.
further. No, you.
Oh, I'm having an interesting time. I didn't.
You cut out. You
If you're
didn't
currently
what?
speaking,
It
we
clips
cannot
now.
hear you.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay. So here's what happened. I opened
Unlock.
Twitch to look at this stream, and it
Uh-huh.
immediately opened a stream, and I thought that like people were talking. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So the thing that I was gonna say is basically I have half my screen Camilla play this game, and half my screen with a silent work training that I didn't know I had to do. That's just playing while I
go.
wait for it to go through. I was gonna go to bed, and then I
Nice.
realized I had to do this. It's like maybe a couple hours, so I'm here.
Oh,
Ho,
no.
ho,
God.
ho,
That
ho.
sucks.
Smiles.
You have
Are
to
you
answer
getting
more
paid for it
questions.
at least?
That's true. Are you getting paid?
Not really.
Oh.
Yeah, I wish. We're living.
For a living. I was gonna try to do the Jacqueline thing that I've seen our friend Jacqueline do, which is edit a podcast while on voice call with people.
I can't.
That
do
Why
that.
are you
is-
like this?
Jacqueline did it first, and I was like, that seems like a great skill to have.
Jacqueline's crazy.
Yeah, Jacqueline's more powerful than us.
Jacqueline's more powerful than God.
Yeah,
I-
true.
I was gonna say I don't think I can, so I've gotta jump out so I can focus on this edit.
Okay. Riley,
And-
we need
to
to
see
get
you,
you
buddy.
to a point
Yep.
where you can just edit it by looking at the waveforms and just using those to put it together. Then
God, I
you'll
wish
be all
God, I
powerful.
wish that was me. I wish that was me. I'll tell you what, the silence and truncate silence like macro that is like cool. Everything is now a half second apart from each other, and we've gotten rid of all the silences. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Yeah.
That's already art to me. That's helping substantially. But the thing I'm
Nice.
editing now is us coming back to a game after 2 months of being away from it. So there's a lot of us going, "What the fuck happened?"
Oh my
Oh
God.
no.
Is that the Zelda finale?
It is the Zelda
The
finale.
finale.
God.
Uh,
Uh-huh,
God.
yeah. Really good at staying weekly until the finale.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
several
Look, it
like
be like that sometimes, okay?
several
Oh,
people
man.
involved had their lives explode, and then it came back together, and then we put together kind of a fucking banger of finale out of nowhere.
It fucking rips. I'm so excited for that finale. I'm so happy we announced it today. I'm like properly. Oh my God.
Yeah, if you haven't
Sick as
checked out
fuck.
the zine, someone I think Philo Hazard in the Moonshot Discord got into some of the redacted information in that little
Ooh, very nice.
in that manual. You know, if it's redacted, it's
Mm.
probably redacted for a good reason.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
you know, you can read it,
Hmm.
at least some of it. There's a lot that hasn't been processed yet. So, I emoji.
I slept at
Anyway.
Velmini's house all weekend.
That's on me, friends.
Goodbye.
Good
everyone.
luck.
Ah.
Goodbye.
All right, how is this trick shot looking?
I still haven't gotten the clothespin one.
Uh-huh.
For those who've just joined, the goal of this trick shot is to get a card stuck into the clothespin on the left, and then between the two things on the right, with 2 consecutive cards.
That's fucked up.
I've been doing this
It's
one
not-
for an hour. The one right before this, where you had to roll 3 chips in a row into 3 caps across the table, took me 15 hours.
Oh.
Still faster than Northern Lion, though,
Still
right?
faster than Northern Line by 2 hours.
So, Camilla also more powerful than God.
It's so strange that
Jesus.
people know who Northern Lion is now, because we as a system have been watching him for 12 or 13 years. And
Whoa.
Okay, so this is interesting to me because I recently stumbled onto a clip of him like from 10 years ago,
mhm.
and his voice sounds completely different to me.
Yeah, 10 years ago, yes. Some people will say like 5 years ago he sounds
Mhm.
completely different, and it's like, not really. But him at
Mhm.
like 24 or whatever, yeah, very different.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, sure.
like sort of putting on more of a performance type of voice.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you hear that sometimes. I mean, I have been watching Mr. Vinny Vincent Vinesauce God, was I in college yet? When like he was already getting big, like some of his early corruptions videos
Yeah.
got big, and became like the thing. Had already been going around a little bit, but this is maybe like 2014, 2013. I got into him, and like I got back into his stuff in the last couple of years a lot, and I wouldn't say he's ever like hyper playing. Like he's not a YouTuber or Twitch. Like he doesn't have a different persona he puts on, but you can definitely tell he's gotten more comfortable with like, yeah, people, we're all just hanging out. Me and the 5,000 people in my chat, and just hanging out. I'm just a guy who really likes Star Trek. Let's hang out.
Well, I specifically remember him always seeming very hyper in those like videos from a few years, like more than a few years ago.
The corruption videos with
Sure.
Vinny.
Yeah. Yeah. The corruption stuff, I think the corruption stuff, and then like the Fantastic Game, if anyone's seen those videos, the Fantastic Game and Fantastic Game 1 Point Fun, which were a pair of strange little kind of progenitors to a like weird game where you walk around and interact with strange shapes kinds of games that we have on Steam today. He was definitely a lot. Yeah, he was a little bit screechier. He was younger than we all are now, probably, or like he's like 40 now, so maybe around the same and younger.
Playing into the original Game Grumps vibe.
Yeah, God, that was around the same time. I was talking to someone about the Game Grumps literally the other day. It's insane that they're still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Despite the fact that no one really seems like, even if Dan Avedon wasn't past, it seems like no one really likes them or is that into them anymore.
If Dan Avedon wasn't what?
Dan was like accused of, what was it? He didn't solicit anything from a minor, but he was accused by multiple women of like shitty stuff happening at conventions and things like that, where he was like using his fame to have sex and then never talk to those fans again, that kind of thing. There was definitely a just this dude's a shitty guy phase around him.
Well, that sucks.
And then everyone made just it does suck. It sucked for me when a couple years ago I found, oh wow, there's this really good band called Shadow Academy that I'd never heard of that really fucking rock. And then like 3 weeks later, I'm reading more about them, and who do I find out is literally their front man? Oh, it's him. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah,
this really
right.
stupid bit. Sorry.
I was
Oh,
just gonna
sorry.
say that's when I about when I stopped watching Game Grumps. Was that big explosion?
Man, that long, huh?
Yeah.
I did this really stupid bit
damn, that long. Yeah.
on Blue Sky that was just like I know the president has a lot of power, but I don't think he can put John Trump back on the Game Grumps via an executive order.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
God. Jay, what you were saying about like getting into a band and finding out that it's somebody that you dislike. That's how we felt when we started to watch the like video essay about the like lost McDonald's DS game, and we got like 10 minutes in, and then it turned out it was Nick Robinson who made the video and turned it off.
I dated someone I had to explain to who Nick Robinson was. Because she only knew Nick Robinson as this funny YouTuber I found, and I had to explain his entire history to her.
It's crazy how you can just like completely remake yourself if you're a cis guy, and just carry on with your life.
Yeah. It's real.
Deep thoughts with TrickShot Sim.
Deep thoughts with trick shots. Yeah.
So true.
A friend of mine just kind of had like, to this whole point, had Game Grumps on while working the other day, just is like seen these men on YouTube in years, and I'm just sort of curious, like what the vibe is like in 2025.
It's
And
fine.
the answer he gave was like the same, but they're as exhausted as you expect them to be from doing the like Game Grumps kind of shtick for 13, 14 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Whoa. Is
Over
there
a
more?
decade. 13, 14 might be more than it actually is. But
Well,
I know I was not yet in college.
Yeah, I think
when they
it's 12
started.
because someone I've watched since they were little and since Exploded was doing it longer than them.
Wow.
And I've been watching him for 12, 13 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oak's girlfriend says that his parasocial relationship with Northernline is his longest running relationship.
Yeah. I've thankfully thankfully I've had an experience where I had a streamer I really liked. And then I went to work for him and I realized why you shouldn't go meet people you enjoy their content.
No.
But in the best possible way. He's not like a pest or anything. He's just
A real
kind of
person.
Sure.
a CEO brained in a little bit.
Yeah.
And crashed and burned out of doing content hard.
That sucks.
Mhm.
But so thankful in that it's kind of best case scenario because didn't nothing horrific happened with them.
Mhm.
But it made me realize, oh, I like this person's content a lot more than I like being around this person.
Yeah.
Training 1 complete.
Hell yeah.
Have we ever
But-
mentioned that we were like fans of our girlfriend before we actually started dating
No.
them? Like we followed them on Tumblr for 7 years
Huh.
before we actually started
Oh
talking.
wow.
Whoa.
And
Interesting.
we're experts at turning parasocial relationships into actual relationships.
Yeah, I was thinking
True.
I absolutely did do that with Moonshot, where I turned my parasocial relationship into a
Real.
normal relationship.
Yeah.
Same. And the entire time that we were following their blog, we were like, if they knew us, I think they would really like us. And you know what? We were right. Chase your dreams, kids.
Oh my god.
Chase your dreams.
So
Shoot
true.
your shot.
Within reason.
Within reason, also.
Don't
Same
be
thing
weird
with
about it,
us in the ring system.
please. Oh, okay.
All my
You know, I've-
girlfriends are either VTubers or TTRPG developers.
Hell yeah. The two genders.
That's how it is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
I can't believe I've not hit the clothespin once.
It's
I
a-
thought
Small
I saw
target.
you. I thought I saw you hit it.
Oh, that's
Maybe like I tapped it once, but I've gotten the one on the left like 7 times.
Oh,
And-
okay, that's the one I was thinking of. Okay.
Oh yeah, the clothespin here is
Something else.
proven more difficult. Yeah, it's something else.
If you land this before I fall asleep, I don't know. I'll start dating men again.
I'll
No.
make that promise.
You don't have to do that for me.
No, I know. I would never.
There's a better way.
There's a better way. You don't have to do this eclipse. Your body can't handle this anymore. Somewhere there.
Theo's catching up on Pathio 3.
How is Pathologic 3? It's just the demo that came out, right?
Yeah,
It is
it's just
just the demo.
a prologue demo.
Mm.
Okay.
And I'm so completely normal about it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I played it. I streamed it for Mac last night.
Nice.
Uh,
Oh,
I'm really glad. I simultaneously really glad that no one else was there, and also kind of bummed because I was just yelling the entire time.
It's really good, and
Mhm.
I'm really excited for the full game.
Yeah.
I'm also excited because our dear friend Theo is playing its main character in an interstitial game I'm running, and
Mhm.
I have so much more ammunition to torment him with now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's great.
I have so much more cannon ammunition now.
The new mechanics that they've introduced for it are really good and
Yeah.
really good gameplay. They're good
Mhm.
gameplay. Whether or not they're good remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, good in perhaps the developers'
Yeah.
perceptions of certain mental health things, no, but
Uh-huh.
What are they doing there?
compelling gameplay, absolutely. So you
Yeah.
have a meter.
Oh,
Spoilers for the
great.
demo,
A
Yeah,
I guess,
meter.
if you want to
spoilers
play
for the
it.
Pathologic 3
Spoilers, you have
demo.
a meter.
Yeah, spoilers. Well, the meter is apathy and mania.
Oh.
Either extreme will kill you.
Here's the
And you
thing.
can
I
from
do
that
just
means-
drugs to put yourself to increase your meter.
Real Dankovsky
I-
moment, for sure.
Listen, I do drugs to increase my meter in real life, but when my meter maxes out, it just means I like get really good at creative writing for noon.
Mhm.
Uh so yeah, it is interesting. You
Paddington
can also
did die of apathy yesterday. It was very funny.
I didn't know
Yeah.
which
Who among us? Yeah. Apparently there's also an achievement for dying of mania, but I didn't do enough drugs for that.
You just
If
need
you-
to kick a bunch of trash cans more, Pat.
They apparently you can only kick the same one 3 times.
You just need to go around and kick more trash cans.
I need to sit there by the gramophone for a while longer.
Yes, that too.
Listen, if you can see the lines, you die of things like fatigue.
Oh.
If you can't, then you die of vibes, basically.
Oh,
You're
you
so right.
had one of them.
You die when
Yeah.
Mercury is in retrograde.
Yeah, basically.
It's really
It's
like
like in real life.
Dankovsky bitch boy like mechanics.
But it has like since we're already on Path of 3 spoilers, there's a whole ass mechanic where like you have to do medical exams, and it's like the whole game is apparently going to be like a mystery detective time loop game where he is obsessively going through what he could have done to save the town.
Very fun.
It is also the most Dankovsky thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go get food. I will be back in a minute.
Okay.
Okey-doke.
And he continues to be an obnoxious piece of shit.
I love him.
Yeah. So it goes. I saw someone on Tumblr scrolling the tag because I wanted to see if anyone got any good screenshots without me having to reset my save. And the answer is no. Someone was like, I can't believe, look at his state in this game. I can't believe people were going after a mentally ill man and demonizing him this whole time. And I'm like, buddy, have you read the way he talks to people?
Fun fact, this guy is both mentally ill and a bitch.
Yeah.
For reasons unrelated to the mental illness.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mental illness
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
make you a wild swinging misogynist.
That's how we feel whenever we meet a system that we find just to be an asshole. It's like not because of the multiple personalities, but
It's that post of
The-
Elliot about Elliot Page
Yeah.
about still being a bad actor.
The Harry Specs is also has mental illness, and so does the Changeling. That's why they're the main characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
and yet Haruspex manages to be only kind of an asshole.
Well, depends
Yeah.
on which one you're talking to.
True.
Oh no, I'm
True.
sorry. I got that confused with the changeling.
Oh yeah, no, that changeling is half of an asshole.
There are, in some ways, multiple horror specs though, because there's the
Yeah.
like at least in Patho 1, there's the horror specs you play, and then there's the horror specs who you don't play. Although
Yeah.
those
Sure.
can also be the same depending
Yeah.
on how you decide to
Also,
play.
there was
Um,
like. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I haven't played Patho. I've just watched my friend Melody play a lot of it. So
Nice. Yeah, I've played like half of 2.
hell yeah.
And watched a lot of video essays because I've become obsessed with this game.
I have also watched a lot of video essays, including the Ruby Seals
Mhm.
Pathologic for those who have never played it.
Yeah. There was actually some interest. I'm curious where they're gonna take it. There was a lot of imagery and like references to Denkovsky needing to shatter himself and become multiple people to deal
Uh,
with this.
I'm
Yeah,
interested.
no, I was thinking it too, Camilla.
Yeah. Well, you're like,
there is a bit of dialogue where you have 4 options of dialogue, and every single one of them are, but I can't be in multiple places at once. And I was like, uh-oh, buddy.
yeah. This thing needs multiple of me, and I'm like,
Say more about that.
But yes, the Pathologic 3 demo is out. If its laundry list of trigger warnings is something you're able to handle, you should absolutely play it. It rules.
It's
But
about
maybe
2 hours, I would say.
yeah, it took me 2 hours. It crashed once. Apparently they're working on stability improvements.
They always are. The PS4 version was never of Pathologic 2 was never very stable.
Wild.
Like we played it in end of 2020, and it crashed so often that Claudia created an overlay where she wrote "Please fix this" in Cyrillic, and then started reading off devs like specific developers' names on the team.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Oh, boy.
Holy shit.
That's really
It
fun.
crashed a lot.
Sending death threat.
Not a death threat, a request.
No, I know. Oh, yeah. I am gonna hop back off. I have been editing the outline document for additional postage required season 2. Spoilers: it's gonna have several episodes.
Oh.
Yippee!
Oh,
New
I'm gonna
information
go,
live for you.
New information. There will be multiple characters. Some of the old, others will be new.
Ooh.
Yay!
what the fuck?
We're getting so
I
many fucking
know.
spoilers tonight. This is secret information for stream audience only, and I guess the VOD people.
Okay. There's one real spoiler I'll give, which is at this one point.
I should have seen that one coming.
Good bit.
I'm still in this fucking training. I'm really hoping this ends soon.
What's the training about?
God.
If you can say.
Are you at liberty to say?
I might be. It is. I work in foster care as a social worker, and it's about foster care is in the same department, at least in New York, as CPS, and they make us do a bunch of CPS stuff for foster care, and so this is all about like common errors in reasoning in foster care, and like broadly about like sorry, not in foster care, in CPS, and like broadly about like first response initial interview type stuff for CPS.
Interesting.
Which is not relevant to my actual job, but we fucking roll with it.
How long have we been at it on the timer?
Forever.
An hour and a half.
Okay, that's not bad.
Merely a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
I currently have something like 27 hours in this game.
Mm. About half of it was on one level.
Yep, more than half. I have to say the sound design in this game is fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Oof. I've been kind of like vaguely tossing around an idea in my head of doing a video of doing some of these in real life. Because I feel like there are a couple of these that I could do in real life a lot easier than in the game.
Sure.
I'm
Call
mostly
it
talking about
TrickShot
chips and
Simulator
caps.
Simulator.
What?
Call it TrickShot Simulator Simulator.
Yes. I have no idea what the fuck these things are, though. On the right, like...
They look like, yeah, something between massage guns and bookends.
Yeah.
Or like ping pong balls on dowels.
Yeah.
I can get the old scientist I know to come to like an abandoned wipeout set, and we can get a couple of those.
Okay.
Be really big though.
Yeah, they're really well. He's gonna have a shrink ray.
Oh, okay.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'll get some oversized playing cards so that they shrink down appropriately, too.
Awesome.
Okay, I am back.
Welcome back.
How is
Wow.
it going?
It's going fine. I think I've tapped the clothespin once or twice.
I'm pretty sure I've seen you tap the clothespin before, just not actually like connect with it.
Yeah.
Getting closer.
Oh, okay.
Honing
hang
in.
on. That closer? That? I wish you could zoom
Press this-
in just a little.
Mm-hmm.
Special button that lets you like not throw them and just like place them. Oh yeah, there you go.
Someone mod it where there's like a training mode where it shows you the arc you need to follow.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of what the opening video does, but not really.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing the arc and doing it is very different.
It was like a good hint for the half pipe one, maybe.
Yeah.
Or the bouncing the ball off of all the pots and pans.
Yeah.
Although, ironically, you solved that one differently than intended the first couple times.
Yeah, I finished that one in 3 minutes because I got a lucky bounce off of 3 of the 5 pots.
Look, it be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I completed that one 3 times because then I did one
Yep.
where I just sunk it right into the cup without bouncing it.
It's really cool.
The thing is that, like, I know that you can get better at this game because, like, I've seen the trailer for it, and the devs are doing some of these in, like, a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could believe that. I don't know how you get better at it, but
Yeah. I mean, I mean, if you're making this for hundreds of hours, I guess you
I'm
do just get
wondering.
good.
I thought there was something you could do to put more spin on card throws. No, I'm thinking of hanger. I'm thinking of
yeah,
hanger throws.
where
I'm
it's
thinking of
like,
hanger throws.
push it forward more before you let go.
Is
Unfortunately,
it the same with cards?
Yes, it makes it go like higher though.
Oh, that sucks.
Hmm.
Yeah, the like flick is what I found to be the most effective for actually like getting the right height.
Yeah.
Now, does it need to be like you get one card in the thing, and then the next card needs to be
Yes.
the
It's
other?
supposed
That's
to
really
be.
fucked up.
You might get 1 or 2 extra throws, but generally speaking,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not because like the game's nice, just because it doesn't always like know that you got it until you've thrown a couple extras.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
because like with the two thingies on the left there, I've noticed that it counts it when it stops spinning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And by then you might have thrown, I don't know, 8 more cards.
Possible.
These ones aren't as satisfying to like just whip across the room as the chips.
Mhm.
Sure. No, the chips, the marbles, those ones like had weight to them.
Yeah.
Even the hangers had some weight.
Yeah. I don't think I ever like purposefully whipped a bunch of those across the room like the
I
marbles
guess
and
not.
the chips.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think what other ones. I mean, darts, you're just whipping them anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Darts, I feel like I barely experienced. I finished that in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that was a
Mhm.
fast one. Have
Badminton.
you did one with cups.
Mhm.
Cups are similar to cards, I'd say.
Yeah.
Is there one with like a water bottle?
Yes, that's later on.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
I think that's after this one.
Great.
I mean, I can check. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, it is.
it's the next one. Then flick and shot, race to pin, bounce ball dart, and that's it.
Uh-huh. Okay. It's weird that it looks sideways when it left the hand, but maybe that's just
Like in the example?
in the example.
Huh. I don't think I
It's
can
really
throw them
strange.
anywhere close to sideways.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think that's a thing.
Trying to like curve it and see if maybe that's something, but not really. It kind of comes out a little bit sideways.
Huh. That might just be what it is then.
Yeah.
It might just be like while it's outside of the camera, it's sideways, but it's
Oh.
curving slowly.
Yeah. Kind of wonder what the inspiration for some of these is.
Don't know.
That's a good question. Was it like real life? Like someone posted this trick shot and it went viral?
I
And
feel like
now it's part
the
of
bouncing
TrickShot
the ball on
Simulator.
the 5 pots one. Oh!
Yo.
Fuck.
No.
God damn it.
Oh my
Wow, that one
God.
is barely in.
Damn.
Uh-huh.
Okay, hang on. The needle has been moved.
The boulder has been pushed a
Yes.
little bit up the hill.
Get it twisted.
I was saying to Sylvie while doing the chips one that somehow doing that felt less Sisyphusian than when Claudia did the 65-hour Detroit Become Human speedrun.
Which makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, even though that has like a distinct we sort of know when this will end endpoint. It's it's different.
Well, I think there's something like Sisyphusian to like the idea of I can see the top of the mountain,
Mm.
but I can never get
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I have no clue. The top of the mountain could be right around this corner.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you're pushing it over the top.
Right.
I played a game today with my partner and some friends
Mhm.
called Aneurysm 4. Which is like, what if it's like a little bit like Space Station 14, a little bit dark RP, and you're like proletariats and and like contamination cleansers and cultists and like all sorts of other weird shit in this like dystopian city. And I was informed that if you RDM, your like soul score basically goes down, and if it enters the negative, you just like become a thrall pushing boulders around a maze forever.
Huh.
Okay.
Which I think is a really good way to prevent RDM.
Yeah.
Now, what is RDM in this context?
Oh, random deathmatch. It's a term often used in like Gary's mod Dark RP.
Oh.
Yeah, so killing someone not because it's like relevant to your role, just because you want to kill someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently that happened to Wheels in chat. They're still in the
Oh.
maze. They are
Oh shit.
Oh, I'm
Happened
so
to my
sorry,
buddy
I'm so
Wheels.
sorry you're in the maze. I
It's
didn't
like
go in
being
the
in the
maze.
crystal.
I calculated numbers of the lunch machine. I did laundry. I calculated war, and then I became a liquidator, and I sprayed some rot, and it was fun. I had a good time.
Hell yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, Wheels, I will tell you as an outside observer, it's just around the corner, you're almost there. 90% of boulder pushers stopped just before the last turn.
Oh my god.
You're literally the image where there's the big wall of diamonds, and you just need to keep mining 1 inch further to get it.
Yippee! Okay, heart. Yay, heart.
Yay!
You guys know the
Okay,
yay
yay.
meme, right?
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head.
I love okay, yay.
I mean,
I
It's,
mean I can
it's
guess,
the-
but
it's the I forget what the line leading up to it is, but it's like something very concerning, and it's like, don't worry about it, darling. It's like,
Yeah.
yippee, yay, okay.
oh okay. Yes, I have seen variants of
Mhm.
that.
Don't worry about it, kitten.
Yeah.
Etc.
It is really funny to me.
Okay, quick break for my hand.
Me and the girls said a lot of okay, yay in Aneurysm 4. Someone would come up to us, or like, we would go up to someone and there would be like some horrible situation going on somewhere else. Like, the game would be declaring that like war is going on, there would be bombs raining from the sky. And you'd go up to someone and be like, hey, what's going on? And they'd be like, don't worry about it, praise the console. And you'd be like, okay, yay.
Yeah, that's it exactly.
Yep.
It is only a half step away from the dejected yippee. Yeah, it's
I am very familiar.
Yippee.
I also like OMG me.
Sure.
That's a good one.
Who's ready
Shit.
for blank?
Me.
OMG me.
Oh, gee.
That one's great for something you're very tired of. I know Claudia used it when she was playing Who's Lila, and she had to do this cutscene where a woman gets like murdered 5 times, and she was like, "Who's ready to see a woman get brutalized?" OMG me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ugh.
Who's Lila is a great game though.
Mhm.
I've
I've heard
heard
good things.
it's one that I want to watch someone else play. I don't particularly want to play it myself. It feels
Well,
stressful.
You can go to the Alexandrites Live YouTube page.
Hell yeah.
Just note that there is a jump scare like 45 minutes into the first one.
Oh no.
Yippee.
You should have to clean up all the cards you threw once you get it.
Yeah.
I do think
we've
that would be
talked
funny.
about this multiple times.
That's
The
one
best
thing.
is when it's hangers.
Yeah.
Because it's just like hangers everywhere.
The cups too. The cups really feel like, oh
The
god,
cups
I gotta clean
also-
this up.
Yeah, the marbles, I think, like, once they roll off the table, they're kind of gone.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to play 18.3 million card pickup?
It's not 18.3 million. It's only
It's only
7,430 so far.
Okay.
wow, that's like a third of the last one.
Yeah, like basically. I think that was like 20,000 chips.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was 22,000. It looked
Yeah.
like. But that one was like very deliberate. This one,
Yeah.
at least at the start, is just like
Just fucking throw
go
'em.
wild.
Yeah.
Gambit who?
Start talking in a Louisiana accent until until I get it. The dopamine rush when you finish one of these is crazy though.
And like the crushing sadness when you do 2 in a row and then miss the third one is
God,
also
a couple of those did break my spirit.
This one, because it's only 2 in a row, might not be as bad.
Yeah.
But emphasis on the might.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Someone scheduled a meeting on time I was supposed to be going out.
Oh no.
No.
Oh.
Rude.
Why do people do that?
Yeah, we're all East Coast. Why does this meeting have to be 4 to 5 p.m.?
Ridiculous.
Terrible.
I can excuse it a lot more when I'm working primarily with West Coasters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's like a nice little after lunch meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Whatever.
I remember I used to get out of work at 4 and then call my girlfriend on the way home and talk to them while they like made lunch.
Yeah, time differences are weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting it's
Time
very late over
differences
there right now.
Are the
9:30.
reason due to a time zone difference, I technically will turn 30 this year before my actual birth date. Before my legal
Oh.
birth date, sorry.
Sure.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Yippee,
was
happy
born
birthday.
very early in the morning in Scotland.
Oh.
Mhm.
So are you a Scottish citizen then? That's not how that works, right?
Unfortunately not.
Yeah.
Well, actually I don't know how well, I'll take Scotland over most of the rest of Great Britain, but
Sure.
none of it's a great place right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Stones, glass houses, etc.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. Shit's fucked up. It would be terrible to live there.
But no, because my parents were there because my dad was in the Navy.
Mm.
So,
Uh,
due to the Status of Forces Agreement, I am an American citizen, and even though I have a Scottish birth certificate, I have to carry around an extra piece of paper saying I was an American citizen from birth.
Ugh,
oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
painful.
Yippee!
Yippee.
Real
Yeah.
yippee moment.
Okay, yay.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it just means 2 documents instead of 1 whenever anyone asks for a birth certificate.
Mm.
All right, this is the third time I've tried to open Twitch on my computer, and it has finally worked.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yay. How long actually is this?
I appreciate that this one, the order that you do these two in does not matter.
Yeah, that's true.
That is good.
Because Chips 3 in a row was 1, 2, 3. If you got 1, 3, they
Mhm.
wouldn't even let you throw 1 for 2. Oh, that card freaked out.
In the
Where's
worst
the
case, it's
clothespin?
it's
Yep,
can't.
on the train.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is quite a small target.
Yeah, I couldn't even see it from the other angle. Oh, yeah, okay, now I see it. It looked like that train was on the floor, not on a little thing in between 2 chairs.
Sure.
Yeah, no, you definitely need like the context. I feel like if you just showed me this image like without the cards here, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I thought it
Mhm.
was a just get the card into the thing
Nope.
one, and I was like,
That was earlier.
Yeah, that's the second level.
I was gonna say, I was like, I know that you didn't go back to the second level.
Yeah.
Most of the earlier tricks I am not doing again.
Mhm.
I did do the throw 1 card onto those things one again because I opened it up
Right.
to look at to see if the YouTube plaque up there was in earlier ones, and then it said like in progress for it. And I was like, well, shit, I can't have it say in progress, which is why I'm never
It's
opening Chip 3 in a row again.
Mm.
Beats the whole speedrun potential of the game.
True. I think the speedrun for the first 8 tricks here is like 6 minutes or something.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
I hate tricks. I think people should be honest.
TrickShot
it.
Simulator. Hey, look at that card.
Oh.
The physics don't freak out on most of the levels.
I like
Yeah,
this card clipping in and out of the chair.
Yeah.
it's really good.
You say as you say, physics
Yeah.
doesn't freak out on most of the levels. I'm watching on the Twitch stream now, so oops.
Hang on, I think like some wind from the other card picked it up again.
Oh boy, the rotator.
For anyone who was present when Moonshot did was it Boat Week?
Yeah.
Gives me
Boat
rotating
Week.
cube. It gives me rotating cube energy. If
Oh,
that means
yeah.
anything to anyone else.
Definitely.
It's stimming. You're so right, Wheels.
Absolutely. Rotating cube does the same thing.
Yeah. Is this game stimming?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Do you feel it in your soul?
Yeah.
Well,
I
there
feel the
you go.
autism coursing through me.
Wheels, yes. You recommending this game to people? It's a really cool game, but it's like you need to be a certain type of person to enjoy it.
You need a certain diagnosis.
You need a certain diagnosis and possibly a certain subsect, because this is not good for my autism.
Yeah, this pisses
Yeah.
me off so badly.
I don't think I could stick with it. Unfortunately, I have Minecraft autism, not.
Hmm.
See, I don't have that type.
I have so many
This
hours in Minecraft. I'm so full of useless Minecraft knowledge.
Replace the diagnostic questionnaire. Jeez.
Yeah. You will recall that I am a risk of rain autistic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey.
I
Oh, you
used to
can't
be a
save.
Destiny 2 autistic.
I suppose one
sorry.
could understand me as a Warframe autist then. New update tomorrow, yay!
Wheels just said this is going to replace the diagnostic questionnaire.
Yes. Fuck that shit. You need
Yeah, if anyone ever questions my diagnosis, I'm just going to send them a link of this VOD.
Oh, buddy, I have autism. Let me show you.
I've seen autism like you wouldn't believe. And all these special interests will fall away like cards in the TrickShot Simulator.
Sounds like the ending to a movie.
That is,
That's the ending to
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
I saw
I
that for the first time over the weekend.
don't
yeah.
remember. I think I saw
Yeah.
parts of it. I need to just like watch the whole thing.
It
It's-
was on the Plex.
it's
I'm not on the Plex.
Oh,
pretty good. Oak watched it recently for his film class. It's a little more disjointed than we remembered, but also the movie
Yeah.
was fucking like obliterated and put back together like 7 times by the studio. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The last time I watched it, I kept getting distracted by how Orientalist it is.
it
It
is.
really-
It's like embarrassingly so.
Which is such a shame, because I do think it is doing really interesting and cool cyberpunk stuff, but I was like, God fucking damn
Yeah.
it, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched
think-
it for Robot Emotions, and yeah.
The part of it that I did not absorb from cultural osmosis, and that I probably enjoyed the most out of the entire movie, was the dolls and toys.
Mm.
I think they're really good.
They're interesting.
Eclipse, please understand that I mean this with love when I say this is the least surprising thing that you could have said.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
At some point, I will get around to watching Blade Runner 2049, but the last
Yeah.
time I tried, I was like, oh, wait, nope, I don't have the brains to do a movie that starts this slow.
Still gotta watch that one.
Yeah.
Have you guys?
I haven't seen it yet. Oh,
Yeah. Fuck! It went the
No.
completely wrong way.
I completely missed that. Which one did you get?
I got the left one.
Okay.
Which getting the left one, it's like, well, this is a long shot to get the other one.
Yeah.
But, anyway, what I was going to say is, have you guys seen the Harrison Ford narration that they had in the original cut of the movie?
I've heard about this.
seen it referenced in video essays.
You can say H Bomber guy. It's okay.
Yeah, it's H
I-
Bomber guy.
I
Yes.
think the thing is that I don't remember if that was the one that I watched when I watched it for my adaptation week in film class, which was the first time that I watched Blade Runner. So the answer is maybe.
Mhm, mhm.
Harrison
But I-
Ford just sounds so bored while doing it.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know
I-
why he saved my life. Maybe in those final moments he liked living more than anything else, anyone's life. my
Yeah.
my wife is laughing in the background.
Uh, so, but like, it's such an extremely comprehensible movie.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Yeah.
There are a couple of
It's
things
really
where
simple.
there are a couple of points where I'm like, I kind of wish they left in the narration like here.
Mm.
Because I liked the context for like a couple of interactions, but also,
Okay.
it does not need it. It just kind of
Yeah.
would be nice, and just having narration in like 2 sections probably wouldn't make for a good movie.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The report would call it routine retirement of a replicant, but it didn't make me feel any better about shooting a woman in the back.
They call it routine.
They call it retiring. Blade Runners are shooting at replicants to get high.
That's like also kind of how I felt when I watched the original cut of Donnie Darko a few
Mm.
weeks ago, where I was like, I haven't watched the director's cut yet. I will get around to it eventually. And there are points, I think by and large, it's pretty okay. I'm sure that my mind will be changed when I watch the director's cut, but I know for a fact that there are points where I'm like, all right, well, I need a scene here.
Exactly, yeah. They
Sometimes
cut
I like my movies to be obtuse and open to interpretation. And sometimes I'm like, I think you needed to give me a teeny bit more there, dog.
great news,
Sure.
Mac. Donnie Darko, the extended version, gives you both.
Awesome,
Oh.
great. I love that for me.
They like intersperse sections where you can read a bit of the book of time travel or whatever.
Yeah.
And it gives you so much more context as to what the fuck is happening.
All right, gamers, I'm gonna gracefully exit here. Take care, everyone.
Bye, Clips.
Bye, Clips.
Bye.
Alright, well. Clips doesn't have to date men now, I guess.
That's good. I am happy for her.
Please, men, know that I tried. Unfortunately, the Orientalism is so prevalent in cyberpunk as a genre.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably because a lot of them are aping from Blade Runner.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. It is in fact like that.
Oh, one of the narrations Harrison Ford gives explains talks about the language that that one cop with the strikingly blue eyes speaks.
Huh.
He says it's a mix of like Mandarin, Spanish, and German.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cursed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they are like they are the more common languages spoken in the world, but also cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The street language, a mix of Mandarin, German, and Spanish. I spoke it, but didn't want to. I don't know. I forget what the rest is.
The character spoke it, but Harrison didn't want to learn.
Harrison Ford said, "You couldn't pay me enough to pretend to speak Mandarin. What, am I going to embarrass myself?"
Probably. I don't know. I'm dunking on Harrison Ford a lot for someone who has no real beef with him.
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, geez. Okay. Wheels in chat. My favorite Blade Runner theatrical cut memory is the time I was at my wife's work Christmas party, and another person's +1 was so bored by all the tech bros that he started asking all the executives if they'd seen Blade Runner, and then insisting that the theatrical cut was best.
Honestly, fantastic. Good bit.
When I was looking, I wanted to see both of them, but we straight up couldn't find the theatrical cut anywhere.
Oh. I think the DVD for like the final cut has the other versions on it. Oh,
Huh.
hang on.
Oh,
That was the closest
No.
it's been though.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like how eventually you can track it, like eventually you can and will, speaking from experience, track down the original theatrical pressings of Star Wars.
Yeah.
If you believe hard enough.
I like the implicit threat that George Lucas put on the back of the Laserdisc version of Star Wars. It's like, this is the last time that you will see Star Wars in its original form.
Mm-hmm.
LOL.
Mm-hmm.
Looks sidelong at the DVDs that I own.
Mm-hmm. Well, what was the thing where someone just like uploaded it somewhere?
I forget what that one is called. Where they like
recent.
digitally enhanced it.
No, there was something recent where someone uploaded an old cut of Star Wars.
Oh. I don't know.
Let me see if I can find it.
I believe you.
Army's despecialized? No, not the despecialized edition. That's what I was talking about, but
Yeah, someone put the 1977 unaltered cut of Star Wars on some app called Cinema Box, which you can only access from a Roku device.
huh.
Huh.
Interesting.
Shit.
Oh,
I
but it
own
was
one of those.
it was sadly taken down, it looks like.
Yeah,
Boo.
But it was up for
like
2
I
days.
said.
That stand.
Yeah.
Cowards.
Although,
like I said, I have it on DVD, so I'm good.
I mean, I'm sure I can find a copy. It's not too hard.
I remember when I was in college, I went to my hometown's like record store, and I was just like idly looking through the DVDs and the VHS tapes, and I found that they did have episode 4 and episode 6 on VHS, those
Ooh.
original prints. Listener, I did buy them. Do I own a working VCR? No. No, I don't. But I do own them. They're sitting in my basement now, I think. And now I have them on DVD, so it's less pressing. Did I find episode 5? Never.
Right. I had a similar, maybe less drastic dilemma where I found a Pokemon Blue cartridge.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And I didn't get it because I didn't have a way to play it. And in retrospect, I do somewhere. I have a Game Boy Color somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Which is, I kind of regret not getting it, but oh well. It's like a $60 thing. You can find it.
Yeah.
I think
It's
I
not
want
the
to
worst thing in the
lower
world.
Nintendo games
sensitivity.
really never go down in price.
Yeah,
And
no.
That one's a
so
little bit of a
frustrating.
special case, but yes,
I
largely.
know, but no, because I was looking at getting a 3DS
Oh,
again and Heart Gold because I
Oh yeah.
listened to 0 Hours Played, but I recently played that for the first time. And I was originally looking on doing it on original hardware, and the game is still like $50.
Yeah, if anything,
And
they
it-
only get more expensive.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
3DS, like the ones I was looking at, were still like 350. Like I could just get a Switch for that.
You can
I
just
remember when I bought my used copy of Wario Land 4 for $3 at GameStop.
wow.
And then I
Yep.
lost it, replaced it for another $3, and then found the original copy.
Oh.
So I now own 2 copies of Wario Land 4, a Game Boy Advance game that I play on my Nintendo DS.
Uh-huh.
But it's okay because I spent $6 on them. Meanwhile, I
Yeah.
bought $9.99 and that ran me like $30 or something on eBay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. I mean, that's
Cartridge
what.
only, no box.
Oh, yeah. I
You
was
know
going to
what?
say that's
I
what.
get it.
Ah, that's what you
Let
paid
me
back in the day
see.
for it.
The one that would be like the most. Let me see how much this is.
I did ask my parents, well, Sylvia's looking this up. I did ask my parents very recently because we used to have these 2 tiny CRT televisions, one of which was in my room growing up so that I could watch DVDs when I was sick.
hmm
Um, and I did a few months ago, I asked my parents if they still had them, and it turns out that they are gone. I was like,
Ah.
no, because I found out that I cannot play. I figured out how the Nintendo Entertainment System zapper works.
Mm-hmm.
It works off of television static.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I found this out trying to play Duck Hunt on my flat screen TV and realizing
Oh,
it was not going to work. I
Oh.
went, no,
sad.
my system still works perfectly,
Right.
but it won't detect. So,
Right.
but they got
Right.
rid of the TVs.
Put
So,
Yeah.
2 wool blankets next to your flat screen
Oh.
to generate
no,
static. That is a
no,
joke.
that's not a bad idea.
That might do something.
Huh?
The game I was thinking of is not as expensive as I thought. I own a copy of the Japanese only DS version of Ni no Kuni
Mm.
with the which the DS version is cool because it has a spell book that comes with it, and you write
Oh.
on the screen to cast spells.
That's
Oh, awesome.
cool.
Um, yeah, I don't know, but it's only like a $50 thing apparently, which I'm surprised. That wasn't like given that it was like a Japan only release. I was
Yeah.
expecting it to be more.
Ni no Kuni is the like Ghibli game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Also, if anybody comes at me later and says, actually, that's not how the Super Zapper works, this is just my extrapolation based off of the evidence I had at my disposal. I didn't do any actual research. I do not claim to be an expert in any of this shit. So also don't correct me because I'm so cute.
Just a little guy.
I'm just a little guy. Literally.
We learned today that there is like a trans coffee shop fairly nearby to us, like within 15 minutes.
Oh, that rules.
Yeah. Had no idea it existed until a trans person took us to it today.
Hell yeah.
No, I don't think there's any of those near me, unfortunately.
Yeah. They only
They
serve
only
trans coffee, yeah.
Yeah.
They only serve coffee if they can change it from coffee into something else. Or something else into coffee.
Yeah. It's like fucking. I watch a bunch of food YouTube channels, and one of them is like trying different online trends they've seen, and one of them they tried someone insisting that roasting chickpeas like coffee and grinding them like coffee would make
Ugh.
coffee.
In
Chat,
what
it did
way?
not.
And I mean, like, isn't what makes coffee the fact that it's coffee beans?
Yes.
I think so.
This this mixture turned out very bad.
I can imagine chickpeas smell gross.
Mm.
And they couldn't get water to go through it. Which was another problem.
Ugh.
I was just looking up at what happened when Northern Lion got it.
This one?
He's just like in the middle of a sentence with the chat, and he just throws the cards and gets both of them. It was kind of incredible.
Yeah. Is that the one where where he says like, I don't think your fiance is a doctor?
I don't think it was this one. Let me see. Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, this is exactly what it is actually. Yeah. That's incredible.
Honestly, I can't imagine finishing one of these and not going like, oh,
Uh-huh.
I know there was one later on. I think it was the Flip Cup one where he got it and and stopped his sentence and went, yay!
This was great because he was mid-sentence. He stops for like a second and then just finishes the sentence. After apparently working on this for 9 hours.
God.
It's interesting because he throws them very lightly, like very little spin actually, which is kind of interesting. But I was seeing other people who like have setups, and they are looking sideways and throwing them as hard as they can to the side. Um,
Am I doing it, Mom? I have seen that there are like setups to do this easily, but like,
sure, but what's the point?
yeah, what?
You're taking the joy out of the what's. It's not a trick shot anymore.
Yeah, you're just playing some kind of game now. You're trying to min max your life, Mister. You were going to sit here and you were going to throw these cards for 15 hours. And you were
Next, you're
going
gonna tell me
like,
that you're training an AI to do the trick shots for you?
ugh,
Come on.
can't even imagine.
Ugh.
I just spoke that into the universe, didn't I?
No, I don't think enough people actually play this game that anyone would do that. Unless
Yeah,
you got
okay,
like
okay.
Doug to play this game, but even then I don't think he could make one that does it.
Yeah, yeah.
He couldn't even make one that played Peggle.
What would Twitch Plays Peggle look like?
He's done that.
Oh, okay. There you go. I don't watch Doug, so
Yeah. That's, you know.
Which Plays Anything is such a fun concept to me.
Yeah.
yeah.
I watched something on like essentially a video essay about the progression of the first Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Yeah.
And some like weird stuff happens there where like I think the creator gets like called out or something for like exploiting the
Mm.
labor of the mods or something like halfway through.
Oh.
And some
Okay.
like semi large at the time streamer decided that he and his whole chat were going to like strong arm the game to go and like release as many Pokemon as they could.
Ugh.
And this guy,
Oh,
they like
okay.
do an interview with him, and he seems confused as to why he started getting like death threats afterwards. Like, obviously, death threats aren't the proper reaction there, but oh my god, why would people be
Sure.
mad
Why are
about that?
people angry at me?
Yeah.
Oh, ah,
No.
Damn.
that one. Wow, that is barely
Oh.
hanging on.
That is technically there.
Uh-huh.
Uh some good Twitch playsable
Um,
games.
I don't know. Nothing's ever going to. I don't think anything's ever going to beat like the goldfish opening the eShop and buying a game.
Yeah.
What is
Um,
that?
oh, someone was playing. I think it was like a goldfish plays Pokemon or something
Oh.
like that on their DS, and the fish opened the eShop and bought a game instead of playing the game.
Fish wants to play something else. Oh. I kind of wonder what like mental point I'm going to get to when I like get close to getting this.
Mhm.
Like I freaked out when I finally got chip 3 in a row.
Mhm.
But but before then, the last like couple of hours I got like 1 and 2, and then I threw the last one and it didn't go in, and I was like, that's okay, I didn't want it enough.
Mhm. Mhm. That's how it goes. It's like I wasn't feeling that one.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Now let's do
Now,
it for
is it easy to
real.
say that afterwards?
Yeah.
Yes.
But if it had gone in, of course, I would feel different.
Right, right. That's how manifesting works.
Yeah. I've read The Secret. I have not read
I
The
don't think I read that
Secret.
one. My parents have got me to read some
Oh.
wonky ones, but not that one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Reading The Secret, followed by 5 Love Languages, followed by How to Win Friends and Influence People.
God.
Oh.
Um. Oh,
At least they
you
never
know,
freak out in a way that like robs me of one.
I'm not now just realizing, is the order of the cards completely random? Never
I
thought
think
about it.
so.
The worst person speed run books only. I think that's a pretty easy thing to do.
Yeah. I think that's the most insufferable person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's hard. That's arguably harder. Well, the
Most
thing about the
insufferable, but
insufferable
not
one,
morally bad.
right? That's a fine line.
Yeah.
I've known people like that though.
What?
I've known people like that where I'm
Yeah.
like, nothing you're saying is like terrible, but you're really annoying.
Yeah, it's Rickon from Severance. Which I think I am the only one in here who watches Severance.
I
I've
have
seen the
seen a
first
few.
episode.
I've
Okay.
seen like 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's it's a dinnerless dinner, Mark.
Yeah, I want to like Severance more than I do. I think I just need to revisit it at a time where I'm not tired and cranky.
Yeah.
Sure.
I definitely think that like it's harder to get into a show when you're being inundated with it. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
I threw it there
Wow.
twice. Like, we're probably never going to watch Our Flag Means Death because we were too flooded
Mhm.
with it when it was popular.
Yeah.
Yup.
No, that's I never got around to Naruto out of spite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Might still watch
Yeah.
that one at some point. I know it's not necessarily good, but I might watch it.
I never had an active interest in Our Flags Means Death, in Interview with the Vampire, like any of these sorts of things, but definitely not now.
Mm.
Mhm.
Shame
It
about
took
Interview with the
me
Vampire, but I get it.
it took me how many years to read Dungeon Meshi?
Mm. Mhm. I really only found out about it once it got popular, and I read it very, very quickly.
We had finished the manga because we read it as
It's
it was
good.
coming out back in the day, and then kind of dropped it around like volume
Uh-huh.
7.
I do prefer the first half of the manga
That makes
than the
sense.
second half, but it is still very good.
Oh, also, here's my other super big one. Disco Elysium.
Honestly,
Yeah, I should
yeah.
probably play that.
Now that I have like played, now that I was able to kind of like get myself through it, and also did not have people going, "Oh my god, it's so good," right? Like, sorry, I love you guys, but it doesn't help. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, yes, I'm into this game. I like this game. I will finish playing this game. But boy, getting into it at the very like at the onset when everyone loves this parking game, I was like, here's the thing about it is that for me, it's always like, you love this thing and you want me to watch it or play it or whatever. And I look at it and I'm like, but what if I don't like it? Or worse,
Mm.
what if I think it's only okay? And then you come and you go, isn't it so good? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Turned into a horse there for a moment.
No, no.
I did.
Uh-huh.
And I know that my friends would be normal if I was like, I
Yeah.
thought it was fine, but it still makes me feel bad.
Well,
Sure.
I'm glad for Disco Elysium's
Yeah.
case that I could be the voice in your ear saying it's not that good, right? It's actually kind of bad, right?
That beginning is a brick fucking wall, but it's doing some stuff that I really like in games.
Oh.
So
Oh.
Ah!
Ah,
no.
it's I couldn't get through that wall.
Oh, I was hitting T.
And that's fair. I was literally just talking to my therapist about this today. Like, in no universe am I going to be the person that says that you have to keep going through a wall.
Mm.
What a metaphor.
Reminding me of the Argonauts episode where they watched Tron Legacy, a movie that I enjoy but I recognize is terrible, and listening to them just rag on the movie the whole time was really fun, honestly.
It's Tron Legacy is fun bad for me.
The we can't listen to more than like 5 minutes of Once Miss Wonders about Saw because Claudia gets too upset.
Oh no.
Claudia was
That
saying
does seem like Claudia does get a little defensive about things sometimes. I'm sorry to Claudia, but
I
Yeah,
do too.
her and
I
no one else.
understand.
Yeah, she was saying to Marn and Jay when they were spending some time together in Baltimore a few weeks back that
yeah.
because they were talking about the idea of having similar to 0 Hours Played a person on Once Miss Wonders who is like a fan of the movie.
Right.
And Claudia was saying like yeah. Do you know, have you seen that quote where Mark Wahlberg is talking about 9/11? Where he's like, if I was in that plane, it wouldn't have gone down like that.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Claudia was like, if I was in that podcasting studio, it wouldn't have gone down like that.
Me with Mamma Mia a little bit, although I was in that podcasting studio for that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
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 For a split
Rip.
second, it actually looked like it was going.
Um Which is to say, I understand people's issues with Mamma Mia, but I enjoyed that movie despite
Mm,
despite them.
Yeah,
yeah.
and Claudia acknowledges that there are issues with Saw, but I won't speak for her on the rest of that. You can go listen to all of We See Saw.
Yeah.
Oh, we heard that.
I wanted to so bad. I'm usually better with audio descriptions of like gore intense stuff, and I just couldn't get through it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm,
Also, we heard that Saw 11 might be like dead in the water,
I heard.
Damn.
which is a shame because Saw 10 was the best, if one of the best, if not the best Saws. But you know, it means that they don't have to awkwardly insert an episode of We See Saw into the video victims feed.
I guess so. Yeah, I never got into, I really never tried to watch Saw. I don't know, might be an interesting one.
Mhm.
Now that I'm a horror guy,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, maybe I do try to watch Saw. I kind of have a little bit of an avoidance thing with it because I have a Tumblr mutual who's very into Saw.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not to say that which is not to say that Claudia is not also very into Saw. Like,
There's a difference between being in
Y'all are posting
liking
about
Saw,
it constantly.
yeah, and being into Saw.
I've seen a few different types of people into Saw.
listen, I love and respect the people who are in the Saw fandom, but no, I'm not gonna say but. I love and respect the people who are in the Saw fandom, and it is a very specific kind of person that is like, oh boy, I want to just watch this movie and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Me brain, maybe I should do that. Maybe that should be the next movie I watch. Also me. You'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I really am like, when I go to pick a movie, I'm like, all right, what am I in the mood for? Am I
Yeah.
going for something weird and pseudo intellectual, or am I going to go watch the Looney Tunes movie?
Right.
I need to see that.
Which is not to say I'm going to go watch the Looney Tunes movie again, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, we understand that. We're like, if somebody is recommending something to us, we either need to like really come to it in our own time, or they need to say, "Hey, we're watching this. Let's sit down and do that right now,"
Yeah.
and
Right.
essentially
See,
force
here's the
us.
thing.
Mm.
I cannot stand the latter, personally.
Mm.
Like, if a hangout turns into a watch party without advance notice, I get so upset.
Oh, see, usually it's like a watch thing anyway. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're having a watch thing tonight. I would like us to watch this. And we are bound by social convention.
Saw, I feel like, is a movie that if someone were to say, if we were to be at a watch party of some kind and someone were to be like, yeah, let's watch this. Okay, that's not fair. If somebody who is not a person who I know is a known horror liker, were to be like, I pick Saw, I'd be like, what? But if I'm coming into a watch party with Claudia, for example, and she's like, let's watch Saw, I'm like, no, this is a known. I should have predicted this, actually. Okay, I'm ready.
See, she's like a more tactful suggester, though, because like,
Yes.
because even though the first Saw doesn't really have that much gore in it, it's still like such a queasy-inducing subject for people.
That's fair. That being said, if Claudia were to out of nowhere suggest Saw, I would be down.
Well, hang on, we can have a watch night.
I do need to go to bed. I've been sleeping like shit for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I remember we used to just teenage sleepovers with my friends. We used to just watch random movies that would be on my friend's media server in her basement with her giant projector screen. The one and only movie this is a complete this is closer to the Mamma Mia discussion than the Saw
Mhm.
discussion.
Mhm.
The one movie I've ever slept through, and granted, part of this was probably because it was 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
Oh, God.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Mm.
I
Okay.
went, I don't really need to watch this movie right now. It's 4 a.m. I'll just close my eyes and I'll just lie here and
Mhm.
close my eyes and just kind of listen to the movie conked out for 6 hours.
Yep.
I don't. Is that movie supposed to be good? Do people like that movie?
I don't know anything about that
Yeah.
movie.
It's big in my
Uh,
household.
Hmm.
Theo says it's inaccurate, but
Okay, well.
context for the audience. Theo
Mhm.
married a Greek person.
Mhm.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's fine. Again, I slept through it, so I don't think I can give a good answer about whether or not it's good.
I will say probably one of the best movie titles of all time.
Mm-hmm.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, absolutely. I fully agree. It's a good one. You telling me you didn't stay awake to see the dad be proven right about Windex? No. Yeah. I stayed awake through unfortunately I one of those sleepover nights we watched Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay.
Hmm.
That is genuinely the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. And this is coming from here's my especially hot take of the night. Coming from a known Back to the Future hater.
Mm.
Okay.
Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay, still worse. I don't think that Back to the Future is a bad movie. I just don't like it.
That's yeah. Is it? Have you seen all of Back to the Future, or just
No.
like the first part, and you're like, no?
I turned it off halfway through.
No, that's fair.
The secondhand embarrassment of it gets me too much.
There's a lot of that in that movie,
Yeah, I
especially the
literally
first
can't
one.
sit through it.
I think the
Oh.
second. Oh,
Ah.
Mm.
Oh.
I think the second movie's better, but yeah.
I believe you, but just
Yeah. I mean, if the target's on the floor, right? It's not that bad, but
What's everyone final topic here for the stream?
mm,
What is the worst movie that everyone has seen? Mac says Harold and Kumar escape from Guantanamo Bay.
I cannot believe I sat through that entire movie. I mean, I did it because of social convention, but I hated every second of it.
In the moment or in retrospect?
yeah, that's a good question.
I guess in retrospect, like what would you go to? What does your mind go to immediately?
Oh, okay. That's an easy one for me. And the answer there is very much a in retrospect, because in the moment I was in denial.
Mhm.
And that movie was The Last Airbender by M. Night Shyamalan.
Ah, yes. Here's a fun fact. Oak saw that on a first date with a girl.
My
Sorry.
condolences.
There was no second date.
That somehow not surprising.
Mhm.
Sheriff says Secret of Nim 2.
I
Huh.
saw.
Wait, no, I think that was there for a minute. I think that's been there for a minute.
I saw God's Not Dead
Oh.
on a big screen.
Oh my god.
Woof.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had an aunt give me a copy of that.
And I
Never
have
watched it.
been I have done a political 180 since then. So that's why I'm like, are we talking in retrospect or?
Mhm. Yeah. No, totally. There's got to be some other ones though.
I
mean-
will also say, for me at least, that I am generally speaking very forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, because here's
If
the thing. Go ahead.
I when I watched it, I enjoyed The Hangover. I have not seen it since, so I have no idea
Mm.
if I would still find it funny. I have no
Mhm.
interest in watching it again, but I had a good time the first time I saw it, so like
Yeah, no,
eh.
I'm with you. I saw Batman versus Superman in theaters and had a good
Mm.
time. In retrospect, there are absolutely things that are, on their face atrocious, but
Yeah.
The energy is different in a theater.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Oh, that also makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Ours is either Seed of Chucky or a much more recent one, Going Overboard, Adam Sandler's first movie.
Oh,
God.
I have not seen that movie, but I have know enough culturally about it to know that no, fuck that.
You can find out more about that if you listen to Into the
Mhm.
Sandlerverse, Sand and Unlovable Sandler with Oak and V on on the Alexandrite System
Yeah.
channel.
And I think Claudia told me about Seed of Chucky.
Yeah, just an abysmal movie.
Hmm.
And astonishingly, she watched some of the Chucky show
Yeah.
for the Plural Project. Turned out not to really matter.
Uh-huh.
And the they brought back Glenn slash Glenda, Glenn and Glenda. I think they split them into two characters for
Right.
the
Right.
show. And it's like, oh, I thought that we all pretended that this movie wasn't canon, but okay.
I actually have a follow-up question sort of related to this
Mhm.
for
Mm.
you, Camilla, and I guess maybe for the system as a whole.
Okay.
Is there anything that like you like that one of the
Mhm.
other system members doesn't, or like vice versa?
Yes, it tends to be more of a hobby thing. Um,
Mhm.
I find that we don't tend to like one person watches a movie and then another watches it and doesn't have the same opinion. Um, but it does some things definitely do hit different for different people in the system.
Mhm.
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 But like yeah, it tends to be more hobby things where like um I don't really like knitting apart from just something to do with my hands during therapy. I think
Mhm.
it's I think it's largely very boring, even though I did knit that entire blanket for Audrey. Uh,
Mhm.
that was more of a group system act of love than I like knitting and want to do this.
Mhm.
Um, but movies, not really. I also personally have seen far fewer movies than anyone else in the system,
Mm,
just
Mhm.
due to the fact that I only started existing in 2017.
sure.
Fair.
Fair.
That's right, I am
Mm.
only 7 years old. All right, well, oh,
Yeah.
nope. Do you have a thought, Silly?
I did have one other response to like movies that were disappointing, or like movies that
Yes.
were bad was the question, but a movie that was very disappointing to me in the moment was The Revenant, where I'm
Mm.
like, oh, this won these awards. Um it's gotta be good. And I'm like, it's pretty meh. It wasn't
Yeah,
like a terrible movie, but I'm like, eh.
I feel that way about like a lot of prestigious movies. I don't
Right.
think that's uncommon, but like I also feel like certain actors just like don't
Yeah.
do it for me. And Leonardo
Yeah,
DiCaprio
yeah.
is so hit and miss.
Very hit and miss.
That's true.
Um yeah, very, very hit and miss actor.
Yeah, much like I can't figure out a way to work in how he only dates women under 25.
Yeah, I know, I know. That's the other part of it. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, oh. Let's end the stream with one good one. Oh. Well,
going for the
Uh,
ricochet.
yeah. you know, I'm sure that bouncing it off that shelving unit would really do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you all for joining us. Might do this again in a couple of weeks. It's nice to, it's nice to bring this that I've been doing in my own free time a lot to the masses. Um, all right. We will see you all soon. Goodbye.
All right, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.